The Bluetooth device
Someday
is
in a
connected
world where men
successfully.
are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Day at Christmas. No hungry children, no hand to hand.
Aux input
A
mode.
world where men all
Someday at Christmas there'll be no tears. All men are equal, no man has fears. One shining moment, one away from our world today. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday the world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time.
every heart. Someday all our dreams will come to being. Someday in a world where men are free. Not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas time. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the sixth day of the 12th and final month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. The 2022 Atlantic hurricane season is over, but we still need to be mindful of unstable weather in this month of December. According to the National Meteorological Service, there's a high pressure system and a weak low level jet stream across the central Caribbean. We remind you that a low level jet stream is a narrow band of fast flowing winds in the lower level of the atmosphere. Both the high pressure system and the weak low level jet stream are to remain across the region through to the weekend. And we should let you know as well that for the rest of this afternoon, you can look out for showers across northeastern and sections of southern parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere, and windy conditions across the north coast. Tonight, showers mainly across northeastern parishes. It's Constitution Day in Spain, Farmers' Day in Ghana, Foundation of Quito in Ecuador, and Independence Day in Finland. It's St. Nicholas Day. Hoy es martes, el 6 de diciembre 2022, y les saludamos en cualquier parte de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continua para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mardi le 6 décembre 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Tuesday, the 6th of December, 2022, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life, and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. It's the 340th day of 2022, which means there are 25 days left in the year. And for those who celebrate the season, we're 19 days away from Christmas Day. More in a moment. Men would be boys, with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will sing. World where men are free. Good morning, We started out this afternoon with the poetry of H.D. Carberry, Epitaph, Epitaph, Epitaph by H.D. Carberry, Carberry. And we paired that with great Stevie Wonder's Someday at Christmas. A recognition that there's still a lot of pain and suffering all across the globe, not least of all here in Jamaica. And every Christmas we hope things will get better. Every Christmas we continue to hope for a better Christmas. But the hope continues. Hope springs eternal in the human breast. Man never is, but ought to be blessed. Alexander Pope. Good afternoon to those listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you've downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have found other ways and means of listening, those who have logged on to the Gleaner's website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to both sides of the story in particular and Power 106 FM in general. Good afternoon if you have dialed one of the designated numbers for listeners across the globe. If you're in the United States and you'd like to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, Your number is 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330 606 0953. 60953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DervanMalcolm, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you do not have a Facebook account, although that shouldn't stop you from seeing the video, but for what it's worth, if you do not have a Facebook account, there's always YouTube. You don't need to have an account to access YouTube. In this instance, the Dervan Malcolm YouTube channel. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet computer, desktop, laptop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection, but more importantly than internet connection is internet connectivity. One sure way to test for connectivity is by opening a browser like Google Chrome, for example. And if you're able to browse successfully, more power to you. If not, then something is amiss. Good afternoon to Velta Wilson. Thank you for tuning in. And welcome on this bright and sunny day, as you put it, Velta Wilson. Good to hear from you. Patrick Howell says, good day, Sir Dervan. Football is in the air and listeners' priorities are shifted. The beautiful and clean country of Switzerland and Portugal are now playing 0-0. Thank you very much for the update, Patrick Howell. There's a screen far ahead of us that we would need we would need some kind of binoculars or other similar devices to be able to see what's happening on the TV, which is miles away from us. And so we are counting on you, Patrick Howell, to keep us posted. That's your duty for the rest of this afternoon, to keep us abreast of developments in the Switzerland versus Portugal match, which is now underway in Qatar, and the score is 0-0. Thank you, Patrick Howell. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Whatever is on your mind, please feel free to share. The regular call-in lines are 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. And let's go now to some of these messages. We're trying to take you closer to the messages pertinent to the moment. Sorry, we haven't been able to listen to these voice notes to make a determination as to how to proceed. But as the program progresses, perhaps we'll get some more messages. What do we have here now? Mandeville police put down man with controlled shooting after he attacked children's playground. For more info, contact Mandeville police. And this apparently happened today, according to this listener who has sent us this video. And seems to be some kind of a confrontation. There's a wrecker in the picture as well, or the video. A lot of vehicles parked up. Yes, we'll have to listen out to the news to find out what that was all about. For what it's worth, thank you for sharing the footage so we can follow up. Let's see, looks like, oh, policeman just hit him a couple of times in the leg. Apparently, he just threw a knife, according to the footage we're looking at. Apparently had a couple of stones as well. Don't know why anybody would want to do that though. It's a police team, fully armed and properly positioned. And one lone man decides to take on the police. On the face of it, that's what we have seen on the face of it. We await further investigations. The police did not shoot to kill, apparently, but to get control of the seemingly menacing man. Stevie Wonder, your song is spot on. Good afternoon to Cherry Henry. Thank you very much for your message and your kind words. Faye Weller says, hello, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Keep up the good work. We are learning. We're happy to hear that. Thank you very much for your message. Let's do a quick roundup of the stories making the news. Scotiabank Jamaica COPS Bank of the Year Award. Scotia Group Jamaica has been named ahead of other local banking institutions as Bank of the Year 2022 by internationally recognized UK-based banking publication, The Banker. And you can read on, that's on the Gleaner's website, jamaica-gleaner.com. Coming out of Trinidad and Tobago, more legal problems for Warner. The embattled former FIFA Vice President Austin Jack Warner's legal problems mounted yesterday after a high court ruled in favor of the Confederation of North Central America and Caribbean Association of Football in its legal battle over the ownership of the Dr. João Havelange Center of Excellence in Macoya. We'll see how that one unfolds. Also in the news, bearer charged for alleged armed robbery. Oh dear. Bearers are supposed to be trustworthy people. Bearers are supposed to be trustworthy people. What is this now? A 21-year-old bearer has been charged with robbery with aggravation and illegal possession of firearm stemming from an incident on Marl Road, Kingston 11 on November 11. He's Stephen Bentley of Olympic Way, Kingston 11. It was reported that a man was pounced upon by two armed men who robbed him of his motorcycle and cash. On November 18, Bentley was found in possession of the vehicle. He was subsequently arrested and charged following a question and answer session. His court date is being finalized. We just saw another story. Let's reverse. This one is captioned. Holness goes to Washington for help with crime. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is to leave the island this afternoon for Washington, where he's slated to discuss security matters with a slew of U.S. state agencies. Holness announced the meetings during Tuesday morning's press conference at the office of the Prime Minister in St. Andrew, where he again declared states of emergency in several parishes. He said that the aim of the meetings, among other things, is to try to sever the link between overseas players in the criminal underworld and those on the island, which often results in murders and bloodshed. Holness said the meetings are to start the process of getting a more intense cooperation in treating with the foreign actors in our local crimes. He's expected to meet with the Justice Department, Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, and other state agencies. I'm serious, he said. If you are overseas and you're sponsoring, directing, and soliciting, if you are financing crime in Jamaica, we're going to get you, the Prime Minister said. One moment, please. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Here we go again, looking overseas for assistance in the fight against crime and the effective management of the national security apparatus of Jamaica. So, the story we have been sharing with you from the Jamaica-Gleaner.com website. Holness goes to Washington for help with crime. So he said that the move is part of efforts to build the capacity to fight the level of crime within the country without resorting to emergency powers. Those dons, those who have migrated, who in this season they would be sending the bag of rice and all the other goodies in the bag, but secreted in that bag of rice, wrapped up in that blanket, will be a gun or ammunition or parts thereof, not to your benefit, but to give to another youngster to kill. They can't feel that they are free to influence, direct, solicit, and finance crime in Jamaica. Holness said. Story by Kimon Francis in the Gleaner Online. Let's see what happens. Here we go again. We seem to have an obsession with guns. St. Andrew man charged after firing gun during dispute. A St. Andrew man has been charged for several offenses after reportedly firing a gun at another man with whom he had a dispute. He's 36-year-old Rayon Clark, otherwise called Chin, of Spalding Boulevard, Kingston 20. Clark was charged with shooting with intent, assault at common law, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition on Monday. He allegedly had an altercation with another man in Ocho Rios on September 15, during which he pulled a firearm and fired at him. Clark then allegedly chased the man home, where he pointed the firearm at a woman who was inside the house before escaping. What are we going to do about our emotion, our emotional intelligence? What are we going to do about our personal management, managing ourselves, what our hands do, where our feet go, what our lips speak? We need to take control of ourselves. Patrick Howell says Switzerland is such a beautiful and clean country. Jamaica is beautiful, but Switzerland is more beautiful and cleaner. This country takes pride in their country. So it is Patrick Howell. He's keeping score. So he says Portugal 1, Switzerland nil. That's the score line. Still in the first half. Portugal 1, Switzerland nil. About 34 minutes gone. Who's that? Oh, yes, Morocco. Morocco dismissed Spain. So it is. It can be quite brutal at that level. Yeah, but it is what it is. Yeah. Tears and all. So it is. So it is. You win some, you lose some. And you can't, everybody can't win. Some will win, some will lose. But importantly, in whether the victory or the loss, the important thing is a 5-letter word: LEARN. Learn. You must learn something from the experience. You must be better for the experience. Asha Ash says, hi, Mr. Dervan, still watching from Montego Bay on a break from London, England. Once again, welcome home, Asha Ash. Good to have you here on the rock in the friendly city, Montego Bay, watching. Thank you. Welcome home, Asha Ash. Patrick Howell is asking, would a crime plan be of value to the PM as he goes hand a begging from the USA? Well, we don't know. We have to find out what is the nature, what would ultimately be the outcome of these talks between the Prime Minister, his team, FBI, and other security stakeholders in the United States. We'll have to find out what is the nature of those discussions. Naturally, you're talking about national security, so they won't be able to say everything. But in general terms, at least, the country should be briefed as to the purpose and the promise of these meetings. So Portugal putting in another one. I'm not. Who's the scorer? Oh, all right. Let's see if we can find out. So it's Portugal 2, Switzerland nil. Portugal 2, Switzerland nil. And let's see how it goes for the rest of the afternoon. Thanks for the update. As we keep it going here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Here's Sean calling us on the text line, same as the WhatsApp number. Good afternoon, Sean. Go ahead, please, before the children take over.
Yes, good afternoon, Uncle Dervan. How are you doing, sir?
I'm giving thanks for life, and you?
I'm great so far. You are Mr. Intellectual and Mr. Educational, and you are Mr. Teacher and Mr. Broadcaster.
And you are Mr. Generosity. You're very kind.
Yes, thank you very much. What you mean by that? I am Mr. Generosity.
I just said it. You're very kind.
Yes, thank you very much. Uncle Dervan, serious dates are going around about the age of consent. In Jamaica, we need to move to 18 and 16.
Need to move to where?
18 and 16. Do you think
18,
the age of consent
18 and 16. You sure that's the information?
Yes, because I was watching the news and Mr. Damian Crawford was talking about the age of consent.
Yeah, but it's moving. It's not moving between. It's moving. The suggestion is to move it from 16 to 18.
Move it from 16 to 18. That is good because teen girls has been pregnant in high school very often. A lot of them.
It's called teenage pregnancy, yes. There's an institution that offers help to girls who get pregnant while in school. And that is operated by, it's called the Women's Center of Jamaica. They assist some of these teenage moms.
Yes, and when some of these teenage moms get pregnant in high school, some of them want to commit suicide and they never finish their high school career. They want to focus on their education. Education is very important. Girls must not focus on any pregnancy. They must focus on education.
And what about the boys? What about the boys?
And they must not focus on any girlfriends or anything like that. They must focus on education. It's very important. They must not focus on crime.
Let me help you with that. In an ideal situation, what our children need to focus on, because they are children, is friendship, not relationship. Friendship. Nothing is wrong with having friends. Of course, we should choose our friends wisely, right? But for children, because they're children, their brains and their bodies are not at the stage where they can deal with certain stresses that come from having a relationship. When you start engaging in a relationship as a child, you are stunting your growth and development and achievement. When you do that, you want to have friends. Nothing wrong with having friends, but choose your friends wisely. So it should be friendship, not relationship, not for children. That's big people business.
Yes, teenagers must focus on friendship, not relationship. I guess I choose my friends wisely. Guess who I choose as my friend? You guys, because you guys educate me all the time. You guys are like a friend to me.
Well, that's very kind of you to say.
Yes. I'm going to say this to all the youths listening out there. Girls, please focus on your education when you are in high school. Focus on any boyfriend or any pregnancy or anything like that. Focus on your career because education is very important. Also, I'm saying this to boys as well. Don't focus on any crime and violence. Focus on relationships and friendships and choose your friends wisely and stay up that company. That's what my late mother always said to my brother when my brother was a teenager. She always said to me that he must stay out of bad company.
Bad company.
Yes. Remember that I did tell you that my mom passed a few months ago.
Yes.
It's very difficult when a person lost a parent to do. You're still there?
Yes.
It's very difficult when a person lost a parent. It's so sad.
Yes, it is. Condolences.
You talk about your mom. You talk about your mom all the time. It's like you are a mama's boy or whatever.